Welcome everyone, this is DrDepper LP, and today I am bringing you all some more Let's Get Technical in Minecraft. Well, Minecraft, the technical side, I believe I named this series. So, don't look at that, that's something I was testing. Basically, I came back to here and started doing some more testing with Redstone so I could do some more work in my single player world. Basically, I finally finished my sheep farm. And, well, this isn't my sheep farm, never mind. Let's go back to the test world, and let's do some, well, this is my creative test world. This is where I do all my testing. This is where I've been doing my technical side videos. I lost my original place. So last time I talked about some gates and stuff like that. Hey, there's the place I was, no, never mind, that's another place I was testing some redstone at. Also, this world has an automatic switch in it. Yeah, here was some more testing I was trying to do. It never did seem to work, so don't look at that. I do a lot of redstone testing, and I do a lot of playing around with redstone. As you can tell, there was a whole area over there that's just full of redstone. So, hold on. Let me go over. Wrong one. This one. Let me go over here. This is my, this is the Soundscape server, and it says I'm not online. Good. Hey. Oh, I'm not online. But anyways, as you can see, here's something I've been working on. It's very simple redstone needed, basically just a bunch of timing and stuff like that. Oh, back on. That's weird. But anyways, so as you can see, I have some stuff here, and I have this farm set up. So, the purpose of my tutorial series is to teach you all how to set up your own redstone stuff like that. Just to, like, basically it's supposed to be, you know, going through stuff and learning step by step how to start to set up stuff of your own without having to look up tutorials. And you can make up your own circuits and stuff like that. So I'm in this area now. There's my stuff over there. Let's go a little bit farther away. So basically, my design is like this. So you see this? And then I have... So basically what I'm going to do today is I'm going to try to set up something replicating what I have on that server, and I'm going to set up the redstone for it on camera, basically, but in another way, you know. Like, I'm going to be setting it up, and in a way, I'm also teaching you all something about my thought process as I'm setting up redstone circuits. So, not all my episodes of this are going to be like that. Last episode was like a month ago. I do other stuff on YouTube, and I get distracted very easily. As you all can tell, I'm not going to replicate the entire thing. Basically, it's just a repetition, but the first one doesn't do anything. So, I guess I can do another one. And then up here, we have to block off this because water will flow down if we don't. And the reason I'm blocking off the sides is because, well, I have a reason to that. But, so basically it goes down like that. And then all of these have backs blocking it. And there's, for the most part, the redstone setup I have. Let's go ahead and get some, well, also we need water bucket. So, what I'm thinking about using for it is dispensers. So, put a dispenser here, above it, of course, and all the that took me forever to hit the, so dispensers all lined along this, and all of them are going to have water buckets in them. I'll explain all this in just a second. So basically, this is the system. I need water to flow down, and then I need the pistons to extend, and then do something like this, and this, and that, you know, something like that on all of them. And basically the water is going to flow out, it's going to harvest all the crops, and then it's going to take it all to a centralized area. But that doesn't involve redstone. What I want to set up is basically just teach you all how to set up the circuits and stuff like that. So first step in making a redstone setup is analyzing your setup. So you see I have this, and what I want it to do is whenever I press the button, I want the dispensers to drop the water. So there's going to be water buckets in all of these. I don't want to use water buckets just yet. Remember, don't put the water in these systems until you have to. Well, until you want to test it. But even whenever you're testing it, don't always do that. So basically, what I want this to do is I press the button, water trickles down, and then it flows over. Then a couple seconds later, these pistons retract, the water goes down, but it stays here because it's going to stay like that. And basically, it's going to go down all these, and all the pistons are going to do that. So what we need for that, of course, we got to put redstone along these. The reason I'm doing such a simple setup is just to teach you all that, well, just basically to teach you all how to do a simple setup. Further along throughout the series, we're going to do more complicated stuff. I like this button better. So, put the button there, and when I press the button, let's just use a torch tower, because that's the easiest way to, well, one of the easiest ways to flow torches, well, send a signal straight up. It may have a slight delay to it because there's torches, of course, and torches have a 1 tick delay after using. So there we go. That worked out perfectly. And then we're going to want to send the signal straight over here. So you can send the signal over here. There we go. Now, first things first. These will go ahead, whenever you set up a redstone signal like this, especially a really long current like that, count how many redstone blocks you have, because a redstone current will only send 15 blocks through this, depending on what you're using, but the torch is always going to be 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. It's 18 blocks long, so basically I'm just going to put a repeater right there to make the signal strongest there. It doesn't really matter where you put it, because, like, say you put it right there, then you're going to have to send the redstone signal around all the way back, and that's just waste of redstone. So I'd rather put it right there than right there. As you see, it's a little bit cleaner. So, basically, I don't go all the way for compactness, but I do like something that's a little bit more compact. As you can tell, this, oh, put that back, but this is much more compact than that other way. So, next thing you have to do, well, we already have to put water buckets in, so put these up, and I have no clue how many I placed, so let me go ahead and count. 1. So next, so we already have that, so let's go ahead and we're not going to do it with a timer or anything like that. So basically what I want to do, I'm going to cheap out a little bit and just simply do some tests, because you can basically use the timer and stuff like that, and then count with real time, you know, like use a stopwatch, but you don't really have to do that. I want the fastest way possible, so that's what I'm going to use. And of course we gotta count this again. And also, if you don't know, if you do this redstone powers this block, and this repeater pulls the signal out of the block. So you can do that. You don't have to. Well, for a piston or repeater to do the same, you'd have to do something like this and this, and then do that, because you're powering that block and then the redstone is pulling from that block. This will not power the block underneath it, where redstone will power the block underneath it. As I go along, I have to do tips and tricks, because this is a redstone tutorial, teaching you all how to use redstone series, so you gotta have those tips and tricks ever so often in this. So what I want to do is that is at the fullest delay, so press the button. Because I don't have a second signal yet oh no, I didn't think about that. Press the button quick. There we go. Let's retry that, and let's close off that. I didn't realize what would happen. I didn't think about that. You gotta think about everything. Remember that. Especially with working with water, along with redstone. So, there we go. Gotta place all those torches back, because if not, the system won't work. So I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. And I also placed another wall right there. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the same, just so we don't have another spill like that. And that'll do. So now when we press the button, what? Oh, okay. Also, let's go ahead and try that again. That is odd. Okay, so scratch that. So I messed up with this setup. I wasn't thinking about it, but when we press the button, we have to have the water signal stay down, and we have to have this piston do that and stuff like that. But anyways, that's bad explanation of it. But what it means is tear that out, tear that out, tear that out. What we want to happen is we press the button, it shoots out the water stays there for a certain amount of time, and then it comes back. But when that happens, we also want these pistons to do that, but we don't want it to do it the second time. We also don't want to have to hit the button a second time. So what we need to do is we need to set up not a T flip-flop. I've set up a system like this before, and what we need to set up is I can't remember the name of the gates, but it's a certain gate that is shaped like this and that. It goes that way. I remember I taught you all that last episode, so y'all should remember, unless you are a new viewer. So it's a gate like that, but we need to set that up there. So let's go ahead and get up here. Let's get rid of all this stuff and go over here, put that in, then do that, hit that, toggle downfall again. Gotta toggle downfall, and then do that. Put the redstone torch right there. So when we press the button, because we have to get it set up in the right way. No, it has to be the other way. So let's go ahead and do this. Because if not, this won't react if we press the button. So what happens is, whenever we press the button, we're going to invert the signal. So actually, we can take the signal from here. So this is already an inverted signal. So we're going to take this, and whenever this turns on, we want to set up a hopper timer, because that's the most efficient way of setting up a timer now, because there's hoppers. So let's take the glass out of my inventory and do that. Okay, I figured out how to do this. So whenever, well, whenever you put blocks in, as you can see, now it's a timer. And well, what I didn't realize is it does need a inverted signal of that. So whenever we press the button, it needs to start. And it's always going if you don't get out of there. So let's break this down and let's move it somewhere else, and I can show you all how to set it up whenever I do that. Okay, so now that you have your hoppers and you have these blocks underneath it, you do this and this along with that. I believe last episode I failed at trying to make one of these, so I basically didn't I didn't show you all how to set it up, but this time I figured it out. So yeah, anyways, so you place the redstone block. This is actually a design I made up. I don't know if it's a design that's used, but yeah, I figured it out just now. So then you go around. I don't know if it's the most efficient design or anything like that. It works. It uses redstone and it works. That's all I can say. And do that. Place those two and place the block. Break that block underneath just for fun. You don't really have to do that. I like to, because I like to have as little blocks as possible whenever it's like, it's one of my goals of working with redstone is to have as little blocks placed as possible. Not redstone, just blocks. So break those, of course, because you gotta have the least blocks as possible, especially whenever you're building in the air like that. Like building in the air, that's whenever I do it. So now if you place blocks in, and then you add redstone right there, nothing's happening. So as you can see, now it's locked. Whenever I press the button, I want that to happen, and then, well, when this block is here, I want the signal to stop. Well, I want it to stop doing that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run a signal down to here. I'm going to place a redstone torch just for right now. So the clock is not running anymore, but when we go down here, then, oh wait, wrong one. We gotta do it from this side because that's where it stops at. So right there, and then do that. Well, we can just go ahead and get rid of those blocks, and then do that, and that. There we go. So when we press the button, it should start the clock. And there we go. It works. As you can see, the clock is now stopped. So now what we want to do is we want to take this signal, I believe. Does it turn on for a short period of time and turn off? It turns on and turns off. No, what we want is that's weird. But anyways, what we want is a signal that's going to turn on and then off and then back on again. So whenever we press the button, I believe this signal turns on, off, and back on again. Let's go ahead and check. So it's on right now. So it's on, and then it's off, and then it's on. Wait, no. We want a signal that's off, then on, then off, then on, don't we? Hold on, I'm gonna figure this out and I'll be right back because this is weird. Okay, something that we could do, it's inefficient on redstone, but it works. So what we can do is we can take the signal that when we press the button, take it around here. Of course, you gotta put that repeater there, and then we do this. And now, what we want to do is we want to set up another gate for this, and it's hold on, I'm trying to remember the gate. It's a gate. It's a single press. It's a single. Hold on, I'll explain it in just a second. So basically, it makes one. Hold on, it needs to be inverted. That is an inverted signal, isn't it? Yeah. What am I thinking? So whenever the signal turns on, yeah, it needs to be inverted one more time. So now let's go ahead and face it this way. Well, why are we taking it down when it needs to be up? So break that, place that, and then we can put that there, that there. Actually, this needs to be a repeater, and that there. Whoops, we need that too. And then we place the redstone torch. We place that. We place that. And do that. That. It doesn't really matter how long you make it, but this is another system I set up. I actually made up this one a long time ago, and I compacted it when I first made my channel. The first video I one of the first videos I uploaded of Minecraft at least, was a compacted version of this. So, compacted version of what I had originally made. So this is the brain of the whole setup so far. The rest of this is simple, and it comes from this setup, this line right here. So here's the brain of the whole setup. We have a timer, and basically what it does is it turns this on and then turns it off. So also for this we need a separate line. Never mind, that line won't work. So we need a separate line for this, but we'll set that up in just a second. So when we press the button, this turns on, and then come on, turns off. There we go. It works. It may be very large, but in the space I have on top of this whole system, I think I can pull this off. Basically, I'll have to compact it a little bit more, but whenever you're first originally setting up a redstone setup, you want to make it as spacious as possible. Well, not as spacious as possible, but you want to make it as easy to set up. And then afterwards, what you want to compact it later. But first things first, you want to get the whole setup working. So that's what I'm doing. Next, we need a separate line, so whenever we press the button, the water flows down, it comes out, the piston retracts, then the water goes down, and then it does the same thing, it goes down, but these don't do anything. This is just for looks. So this won't do anything. But these will just be on the same line, and they'll have two repeaters. Well, they'll have repeaters that just lengthen the time. So what we want to do is we want a T flip-flop. So we want a T flip-flop that's hooked up to this timer. So whenever the dispensers are done, a couple of moments after the dispensers are done, they come back. So I don't really think we need to set up a whole nother one of these. I just think we should set up something separate. So what we need is this line whenever it's active. Well, when it's activated, let's come over here. I know all the brain work is going to be set up in the center area right here because that's all the area we have for it, but it'll work. So we're going to come over here because we can compact it later, of course, but we're going to come over here. I'll compact it off camera. This is basically just teaching you all how to set up a redstone setup and showing you all the thought process behind it. So here's a very cool redstone T flip-flop design I learned a long time ago. Like, this was back in 1.3. It still works to this day, so yeah, that's a positive. The guy who made the video, I cannot remember who it was who made this because it's been so long. So basically we want to make a ring around and then do that and do that along with doing this, place a block on top, place a redstone torch, redstone torch, place a block on top, and place redstone there, and there we go. We have ourselves a T flip-flop. Now, the signal we're going to get from the T flip-flop, of course, is going to be inverted, so let us invert the signal. It only works... Hold on. We forgot a torch right there. We also have to have a torch right there. So, place that. It's not working. Why is it not working? Alright, so I figured out there was nothing wrong with it. I left the chunks, I went over there and checked out the design I had because I don't know what was wrong with it. What? I don't know. So, let's take this signal, run it over here, and then go over this line. Of course, there will be compacting because this will not hang over like this, but we're going to take it over here, and so what I want to do actually, because this signal is strafing directly off of this, I want something like that, and then, well, actually, a block or repeater here, and then, so that gives me the option to be able to do something like this. That won't work. Well, actually it will. Repeater there. I'm thinking ahead, of course, because you always have to think ahead in Redstone. So, now I have the option to take this signal over from here, this signal right here. I wanted to take it from there, and there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 repeater. That is really close, but it'll work. So now, actually, we need a repeater right here, because if we have a block right here that's being powered by a repeater, that will cause that, and that'll cause an infinite loop. And I don't want an infinite loop. So now we have this right here working. So if I connect it directly to the piston, which I'm not, because that would be a very unwise decision, because it wouldn't work, basically. But, so let's do that. And that. I don't like this. But we can do that. That. Get rid of that. Place redstone. Redstone. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This will work. Just in case we want to do something like that. And also place another repeater right here. So now when we press the button, this system should work. This is all theoretical, of course. And then it goes down to here. Huh. Let's try that. Let's test it one more time. That worked. Now we're going to have to work out the timings and stuff like that. But other than that, we got that all to work. This is all... See, you would think that you would have some really simple redstone for something like this. And I did too, whenever I first started this. But look at all the redstone that is just behind such a simple system like that. Most of the time, like, as you can see, all these are different gates. Like, first of all, you start out with a simple button press, and it goes up to, well, just a line. And then this line goes into this, which is, I'm going to look at it up. Different. Yeah, it's called an RS NOR latch, which is the first thing. So this is an RS NOR latch. It can be made different ways. This is one of them. I'm looking at a picture right now of an RS NOR latch that is like this, and it has redstone and redstone with repeaters, and it goes like that. That's another way you can make an RS NOR latch, but this is my version of an RS NOR latch. Well, not my version. When I first started out making redstone contraptions, I actually watched this good redstone video on how to do it, and it was a 5-step series on redstone, but it did not explain how to set this stuff up at all. All it did was just show you every single gate so far made, and that was back in like 1.8, so that was really old. And right here is a hopper timer, basically just a timer, and then it goes over here to a system I made, which is a single redstone. It was originally a single pulse redstone pressure plate design. That's why I named it, if you want to go back and watch it. And then it comes over here to this T flip-flop. This T flip-flop also has another line. And so yeah, a couple of things. Those are the most common gates used. It's a lot of redstone gates. These are the most important ones to learn, I've found. There's a lot of stuff. And yeah, there's a lot of stuff to learn in redstone, and I will teach you all that stuff. Last episode was my introduction. Maybe next episode I'll teach you all the gates. I'll go to Wiki or something, and I'll just basically look up redstone gates and just copy down all the redstone gates. And yeah, that's what I'll do. Or else I'll go to Internet Explorer and do what I just now did. But anyways, that is all for this episode. Thank you guys for watching. Guys, next time.